like we have done a lot of things and we need to take a rest. Well, I talk a lot about the moon cycle here, and it's great to try to synchronize and see how it works for us, how it makes us feel. And this full moon, the first full moon of the year, was more about, affected more the things that are familiar for us. Not the family things only. It's like the things that we are familiar with, like our house, our neighborhood, the relations with co-workers, or our work, our routine, our activities, and probably are happening some little changes on it that are also changing our perception of how we have seen that, because full moon brings light, and is the light of the sun reflected completely in the moon's face, that there's no shade. So if we think about it, it's like bringing light into our emotional world. So sometimes we don't recognize certain things, patterns that we have, or emotions that we rather like to keep it only for us and not facing it regularly. And sometimes happen things around us like full moons, and then we like, oh yes, that's it. Now I can admit it. Now I can accept it. Now I can recognize it. So today we're not going to make any Chandra Namaskar. We're going to work with a very solar practice, but the invitation is to observe your emotions. Sometimes we are in a posture and we say, oh, I feel uncomfortable. But what exactly is making you feel uncomfortable? Being in a reverse posture, or something in your body, a movement that you made so fast? What exactly is making you, or a memory that just raised up into the surface of your mind while you are there? So just be observant of that. And with that said, we're going to start seated in Balasana. That is child posture. Create some space between your knees to sink your belly and your forehead. Drop your hands with palms facing down, your forehead in the mat. And we're going to start grounding ourselves here and now. So breathing long and deep through your nose. Exhaling and releasing any memory, any expectation of the day, the week, the year. It's the second week of the year. And now we can have this feeling that everything is starting around us. Holiday has passed already, people start working, and daily routines start getting normal again. Recognizing how you feel today, walk your hands to step back and sit on your heels. And dedicating your practice with your hands in Anjali Mudra. Today, as I said, the invitation to dedicate the practice, to bring light to the shades of our emotional world, recognizing which changes are happening in our familiar things that we're familiar with. Yeah. Open your eyes and drop your hands beside your knees to tuck your toes. So we're going to rock in our toes first, stretching the sole of our feet. And while you are there now, separate your feet a little bit wider, even wider than your hip, to move your hip and your knees, lifting up your toes and heels to warm up your hip joint, your toes, your heels, your knees. Stop in the center, and with an exhalation, extend your legs and adjust your feet hips width open. with your knees gently bent and your whole body hanging heavy. Grab your elbows. Do bounces. Look through your legs. What's behind you? So there's no tension in the neck. Pressing your toes in the mat, taking extra weight to the tip of your toes. And release tension in the hips and your lower back. Stop bouncing and wiggling and releasing your elbows. Bend the knees 90 degrees. And we're going to roll the spine all the way up with one inhalation. Very long inhalation. Standing, rotate shoulders backwards and look forward. Yeah. With this idea of giving flexibility in our spine, one more time, dedicate your practice. Extending arms wide, side to side, arching gently upper back. Palms together through the center, forward folding all the way down. Bend your knees gently. Bien. Inhaling, start opening your arms. Keep your knees gently bent, your head hanging heavy. Open arms wide. Press your hip forward. Reach your arms up. Palms together. All the way forward, folding hands through your center. Exhale. One last. The same. Open arms wide. Sink your head. Inhale. Palms together, heart center, and all the way down. Exhale. Yes. Inhale, dropping your knees on the mat. Sitting on the heels. Exhale. Inhale, open your chest and interlace your fingers. Squeeze in the shoulder blades. Inhale, long and deep. Releasing fingers, walk your hand, child posture, sinking your head down. Yeah, we're still warming up the body, but getting into the vinyasa. Take a long and deep breath. And now walking hands to the right side, placing left hand on top and placing the left ear to the shoulders. Exhale. Feel your ribs on the left side, as if you can breathe in through your left lung, expanding and creating space for it. Inhale long and deep. Now with the exhalation, walking hands all the way to the left side, placing right hand on top and right ear to the shoulder. Inhale. Now walk your hands to the center of the mat. Exhale. Yeah, and walk your fingers as far as possible. Giving flexibility in our spine, we're going to do wave with our spine. How we do that? Tuck your chin on the chest and start lifting up your hips, rounding the spine like passing through a cat pose. Sinking your hip forward, tuck the toes in the mat and look above. Exhaling, arch your spine and take your hips back to the heels. Your toes are there, so stretch your sole of your feet and maybe there's more space to walk your hands farther. 3 more. Inhale, round the spine, tuck the chin on the chest, sink your hip. Exhale, hips back. Feel your vertebrae moving. 2 more. In. X. In. X. Bien. With the next inhalation, inhale all the way forward. Release the top of the feet. Exhale, lay down. Bringing your belly, your ribs, your forehead in the mat. Extend the right arm out of the mat with palm facing down in a horizontal line. Okay. Drop the right ear in the floor. Bend the left knee and open the hips. Exhale. There's a first squeeze. Try to drop the foot in the floor. There's a stretching in the right shoulder.
And now allowing your left arm to hang heavy behind you. Or maybe dropping your forearm in the lower back. Stay there, breathing long and deep. Inhale, release your left arm. Place your hand in the mat. Now return into the center. Bring your belly, your knee, your hips. Change inside. Now left ear on the floor. Stand left arm. Bend the right knee and opening your hips. Exhale. Adjust your foot in the floor. Your right arm now. And stay there. And one more time, remembering the intention that brought you here today. Become the observant of your emotions without judging. Just feeling how the posture make you feel like. Inhale long and deep. And with the exhalation, return to the center of your mat with your hands under the shoulders, your forehead in the floor. Inhale, extend your arms over the head and look to your hands. Yeah, stay there. Feel your glutes engaging and your pubic bone pressing the floor. Good. Exhale, hands under the shoulder, forehead in the mat. Press your feet and knees together. Inhaling, baby cobra, look forward. Yeah, your hands are still there. Spread out your fingers. Exhale, forehead down. 3 more. Is a baby cobra that grows. Inhale, baby cobra. Do not hyperextend your arms. Feel your upper back arching. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, baby cobra growing. Separa un poco más tus manos. Separate a little bit. Create space for your chest. Exhale all the way down. And one last. Inhale, cobra. This one is a bigger cobra, but do not hyperextend your arms. Do not drop the shoulders in the neck. Bend the elbows and pull the shoulders away. Bien. Press your chest forward. Baja hombros. Tuck the toes in the mat and with the exhalation, hips back to the heels. Child posture. Stay there in child posture. Inhaling, walk your hands 2 steps back. Your heels are there in the floor. Your toes are in the floor. Yeah, you can move your hip on your heels to see how it feels like. And with the next exhalation, hips up. Uttanasana, forward fold. Yeah. Inhaling, open arms wide. Bend the knees gently. Seek your hip. Reach your arms up. Exhaling, palms together, heart center. Yeah, now our body is warm. All our joints are unlocked already. We're gonna do 3 postration, making little adjustment and flowing. Extend your arms wide, our upper back. Forward folding all the way down. Drop the knees, diamond pose. Inhale, open your chest. Exhaling, child posture. Sink your belly and your forehead. Inhaling, cobra, round the spine, tuck the chin, sink your hip. Exhaling, lay down, forehead in the floor. Extending arms toward head. In, maybe this time you lift up your legs. Or maybe one leg. Bien. Exhaling, all the way down, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. It is a baby cobra that grows with one breathing. Drop the shoulders, spread out the fingers. Exhaling, child posture, hips back, tuck the toes. Inhaling, walk your hands in the knees or in Anjali Mudra directly. Exhaling, Uttanasana, forward fold, hips up. Open arms wide, in, round the spine, and reaching arms up. Exhaling, hands together, heart center. 2 more. In, reach your arms up, arch upper back. Forward folding, exhale, hands through the center. Diamond pose. In.
Child pose X.
Inhale, cobra, round the spine.
Exhale, X.
Extending arms and legs in. Bien, stay there this time. We're gonna bend the knees and the elbows with the big toe together. And separate your knees. Good. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Press pubic bone down. Uno. Dos. Keep breathing. Tres. Extend your arms and legs in. Exhaling all the way down. X. Cobra. Inhale.
Child pose X. Drop the toes.
Inhale. Diamond pose. Angeli move.
Uttanasana X.
Inhaling. Hasta Hastasana, arching upper back, and directly this time, Uttanasana, forward fold, X. Diamond pose in.
Child pose X.
Bien, round the spine, or maybe this time the nose close to the mat. Drawing a cobra posture with your lower back arch. Exhale, lay down. Extend your arms and legs in. Bend your elbows and the knees. X and hold it. We're going to add a few postures here and repeat it. So with the next inhalation, extending arms toward hips with palms facing down. Extend your legs. Bien. Squeeze the shoulder blades and breathe. There is a movement in your chest. Every time you inhale, expanding your abdomen. X. Two more. Yeah, the next exhalation, we're going to drop the left ear and drop our arms. Drop the knees in the floor and the legs. And flip your palms up. Good. Take a pause. Letting your shoulders and the elbows relax. And observe how is the heart beating now. We want to be aware of our emotions. When we have certain emotions, we embody those emotions. Our hearts start beating faster. Our skin, our stomach, our belly, even our eyes start changing how we see and feel things. Just becoming aware of it, we can start helping our body to regulate it and be more equanimous. Yeah, that last posture, we're going to repeat it again. So start flipping down your hands, lift up your chest, your legs, look forward, in and hold. Uno, dos, tres. The exhalation. Now right ear in the floor. Drop arms, shoulders, legs. And breathe. Uno. Dos. Y tres. The last time. Inhale, flip your palms down, look forward, in, stay there. Option 2, bend the knees and grab your ankles or your toes and hold it. Uno. Or maybe one leg and we extend the other. Or maybe with a different arm. We're going to repeat it anyway, okay? Uno. Dos. That intention to extend that leg. Tres, release, arm and leg, return to the floor. Good. If you have grabbed both ankles, you're going to repeat that version. If you grab only one ankle with the opposite extended, now you're going to grab the other foot, okay? So when you're ready, bend the opposite knee, grab your ankle, and lifting up your legs and arms. In and repeat the same version you did. Dos. Tres. One last. Bien. slowly and elegant. We're going to release our feet, extend both legs, extend our arms in, exhaling, hands, forehead, legs in the floor, X. Give one little step back with your hands so the thumb is pointing toward ribs. Feet and knees together, top of the feet in the floor. Next inhalation is upward facing dog. So start pressing the floor away, lifting up your chest, your hips, your knees. Again, sinking the hip and the shoulders are away. Exhaling, downward facing dog. There is no rush to get into posture. Adjust your feet, hips width open, and your knees, allowing your head to hang heavy. Yeah. Paddling side to side to just warm up a little bit more the body. Yeah. Now find the center in your downward facing dog. It's okay if heels and knees are gently bent. Now what we're going to do is to press our hands and visualize that we're going to bring the top of our head in the floor. So that will create a big arch in your spine, bringing your forehead, your top of the head in the floor, in your downward facing dog. Yeah, now as you are there trying to bring the top of the head in the floor, now you're going to bring your ribs in and your chin toward the chest. Now your back is not arched, it's completely flat. Good. The right leg, reach it up in a 3-leg dog. In, bend your knee and open the hips. X. Bien, stay there. Uno, open your hips. The knees pointing up to the sky, to the ceiling. Dos. Tres. Inhale, extend your leg. And we're going to give a big step in the outer part of the right hand. X. Good. Drop the left foot in the mat. And now extending the left arm. Inhale, pointing up. Bien. Stay there. Uno. Dos. Tres. Now releasing the right hand from the floor, facing forward. Inhale. It's a very long lunge. And keep sinking the hip. Make sure that your knee is on top of the heel. Okay? Not even behind. So I want to sink my hip as much as possible, and my pelvic floor is engaged. Uno. Dos. Tres. Drop your hands in the internal part of the right leg and now lift up the left knee. Rocking back and forward. Uno. Lizard pose. Dos. Opening the hips. Tres. Stop rocking and now walk your right foot backwards in a first flag. Rocking in your toes. Uno. Dos. Tres. Try to keep your hip in the same line as your shoulders. Next time your toes are pushing you forward, drop the knees. We're gonna do chaturanga and try to hold it. So bend the elbows toward ribs. Cierra más los codos. Eso. Uno. Dos. Tres. Upward facing. Top of the feet in the floor. Extend your arms and look above. Your glutes are engaged. Your hips are floating. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Hips up. Hold it. Uno. Dos. Tres. Yeah, now the left leg, reach it up in. Bend the knee, open the hips, X. Look under the left arm, right arm. Extend the leg in, square the hip. The big step in the outer part of the left hand, X. Drop the right knee now. And now extend and lift the right arm. Yeah, low lunge, reaching both arms facing forward in. And stay there. Sink your hip a little bit more. Uno, adjust the ankle.
Roxanne, walk your toes. 2, 3. Inhale. Lizard pose, exhale. Stop rocking and walk your left toes or lounge your left leg all the way back in a plank. Rocking on both legs in your toes. We're gonna hold chaturanga. So push your toes, drop the knees. We're gonna do a knees on the mat to try to make it simpler to hold it. 1, 2, 3. Upward facing dog in. Downward facing dog, X. Bien, stay there. 1, 2 y 3. Muy bien. We're gonna add a few things to that posture. Next inhalation, the right leg, reach it up, in. Open the hips, X. Extend the leg, square the hip, in. The big step in the outer part, X. Bien, now is the right arm that we're gonna lift it up, in a twist. You can drop the left knee or keep the left knee out of the mat. Good. Barbita Parsakon. Good. Stay there. Low lunge or high lunge. Low lunge is with the left knee in the mat. High lunge is with the left knee out of the mat. 1, 2. One more. Y 3. Inhale. Exhaling, hands in the mat, plank. You can let the right leg float in Chaturanga Dandasana with knees out of the mat. Upward facing in, downward facing next, non-stopping. Left leg, reach it up in. Open your hips, X. Extend the leg, square the hip. The big step, X. Pablita Parsakona, the twist is the left arm up, in, stay there, 1, 2, 3, high lunge or low lunge, in, hold it, exhaling, plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, X, upward facing in, downward facing X. Bien, let's take a 5 complete breath pose. You can drop the knees in child pose with your hands facing up or stay in downward facing dog. Do what your body asks you to do. And which emotions or which thoughts. Sometimes we have a thought, and that thought could be probably for something that you remember, that experience already, or something that is you hear, or something that you see. And that thought could also bring or generate in you an emotion. That thought can make you feel something, happy, sad, a little bit mad, angry, frustrated. Observe. And whatever you feel or perceive or you think, try to do not generate any judgment. Like this is a bad thought or a bad emotion or a good thought or emotion. Muy bien. So now that we have become the observer, that our body has integrated what we've done now, we're going to try to generate a little bit more inner fire within us.
So if you're in child posture, return to your downward facing dog. And with the next inhalation, I'm gonna feel a little bit more that vinyasa. So the right leg reach it up, inhale. And the big step in the outside part of your hand, exhale. Look forward in your lizard pose. In. Bien, stay there. Sink your hip a little bit more. And now reaching both arms, high lunge. Drop the shoulders. Twisting the left heel, open the hip, warrior two, sink your hip more. Keep facing forward to the right hand. Good. Interlace your fingers behind the head. Elbow up, in, elbow down, X. Two more, in, X, in, X. Next inhalation, extend both legs and release your fingers, extending the right arm behind you. Exhaling, Trikonasana. Keeping both legs extended. Bending toward the right leg, extend both arms. Like trying to look for a line, a big line, and throw your arm. Oh, uno, dos. Yes, extend the left arm in a diagonal line, like an extension of your left leg. Ocho, one, keep your right arm extended, pointing down, or your right arm parallel to the floor in front of your face. Uno. Very strong core. Dos. Tres. Reverse warrior with left leg, right leg extended. In. Exhaling all the way down. Hands in the mat. Plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing. Inhale. Downward facing. Exhale. 3 breath. Uno. Dos. Tres. Bien. The left side, reach it up, left leg. Open hips, X. Extend the leg in. The big step, X. High lunge, E. Warrior two, X. Yeah. Interlace your fingers. Extend the right leg, and it's only the left knee bent in front of you. Good. Reach up the left elbow. Exhale, elbow to knee. Uno. Dos. In. Tres. Reverse warrior with left leg extended. Release your arms, your fingers. Exhaling Trikonasana. Stay there. Feel how there is a line like expanded from your heart center to your left and right arm. And when you are ready, extending now the right arm in a diagonal line. Adjust the left hand if you have adjusted it parallel to the floor. And hold. Uno. Where is your attention there? How you feel? What's in your mind? Dos. Tres. Reverse warrior with left leg extended. In. Exhaling. Plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. X. Upward facing in. Downward facing X. Stay there and hold. Breathing long and deep. Try to stay in your downward facing. And sometimes while we are in the practice, we feel certain rush. We feel like we want to get into the posture right now. Or release the posture right away. What's your tendency? Muy bien. we're going to make a transition to postures in the floor. But trying to work with the reverse postures, that now we are seeing things in a different perspective. We're going to make a transition jumping but trying to kick our glutes with our heels. So how it works: lift up your heels as high as possible, engaging your toes and hips. Now bend the knees toward your chest and lower the hips. Your knees are floating. It's like a child posture with knees floating. Now look to your hands. Your hands are very strong with your fingers spread out. Always try to look to your hands so you don't feel that you're gonna fall. So the next inhalation, jumping with your bending the knees and kicking with the heels, floating. Uno. We're gonna do 6. Just a little bit is okay. 2. 3, keep trying. 4. Very strong arms. 5, and the last one, you can give 2 big steps jumping forward with your feet hips width open or even wider. And place your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Try to plant the sole of your feet. 1, 2, 3. No matter if you are in a very high Malasana or in a very low Malasana, surrender completely. Drop the head and walk your hands forward with your spine completely round. And very slowly we're gonna sit without pumping our hips. Drop the hands behind you and extend your legs. Good. Shake your knees. Move your heels side to side. Muy bien. Extend your arms up. Inhale. And maybe bending gently the knees. We're going to do a forward folding. Paschimottanasana. Trying to grab your big toe. Maybe your chins. But make sure you don't round your spine right away. Try to press your chest forward and pull the shoulders away. When you feel that that's your limit, now you can allow your whole body to collapse. Forward folding completely. Observe how is your breathing. How is your body? Observe if you are trying to force the posture or the posture is just happening. If you're trying to restrain any emotion or just letting it flow through your body. Emotions, energy in motion. Just let it pass through you. Releasing, walk your hands 2 steps back. Now we're going to drop our forearms behind us. So keep your chin close to your chest to protect the neck. Yeah, we're going to do a posture. I normally don't do this posture. I invite you to be very careful with your neck especially. So place your legs together and your feet together. With our heels, we're going to press the floor to lift up our hips a little bit. And we're going to place our hands under our sacrum bone, maybe one on top of the other or parallel. Yeah. As soon as your hands are there, now try to squeeze the shoulder blades and place your elbows a little bit closer. That's going to make that you lift our chest and pull the shoulders away. Bien, your chin is already close to your chest. And with the next inhalation, now you can let your head collapse behind. There's no need to drop the top of the head behind. Your elbows and forearms are there. Lifting up your chest. Bien, this is fish posture. If you want, you can stay here. Or maybe lifting up both legs together in a diagonal line. And stay there, breathing. Uno. It's your chest that is open. Dos. We work a lot with our core and back bending when we started. Tres. Releasing your legs in the floor. Press the heels gently. Release your hands, tucking your chin on the chest, and lay back completely in the mat. Bien, it's not already Shavasana. So now we need to release the tension in our neck. So step your feet to step back, grounding your lower back in the floor. And we're going to hug our knees first, bringing the forehead toward knees. Yeah. Some tension from your neck, release now. Muy bien. Release the foot in the floor, your head in the mat. Flip your palms down with the parallel to the hips, and with the next inhalation, hips up in a bridge posture. Now, try to keep your knees parallel. Don't move your neck or your head anywhere. There's nothing to see around. Bridge posture, you can stay there. You can interlace your fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades a little bit more, pressing the forearms in the mat to lift higher your hips. Or you can maybe place your hands under the hips. Bien, I invite you to stay there 2 more breaths. Or if you feel like doing Viparita Karani with your leg extended up, allowing that your hip collapse in your hands. Your hands are holding your hips. It's not shoulder stand or candle pose. Very gently pressuring your neck and your throat. Our emotions express, and it's our Vishuddhi chakra, that is the larynx chakra, that express our emotions. So we have to process it in our heart, conciliate it in our brain, recognize them in our head, and express it in a kind and loving way. Yeah, when you are ready, bending the knees toward your forehead, release your hands in the mat and lay back. If you just did bridge posture, release your fingers and bring back your hips to the floor. Step your foot in the mat. And now placing the sole of your feet together, extend your arms behind your head in Supta Baddha Konasana. Allowing that your elbows release tension, that your chest open without any resistance in your abdomen, and your knees separate. Yeah. Now I invite you to make any posture or movement that your body feels like doing. Options that I suggest you could probably feel good to make a twist to each side. Could be a simple twist to take one leg to the opposite direction, or even crossing one leg over the other, or extending one leg and crossing the opposite. You choose the option that fits to you today. If you feel like doing something different, it's up to you.